This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Friday, November 27th, 2020. The title of this rant is, As Moscow Mitch and the Purveyor of Evil Dine in Opulence, Too Many Americans Go Hungry. So this should never happen in the United States. But these two white privileged bastards are really deliberately hurting Americans in terms of food insecurity. So, nice little article in the Washington Post yesterday. I'm going to read through their firewall. About 12% of all Americans in the United States suffer from food insecurity. That's 1 in 8. In terms of households with children, that's 1 in 6, 16%. Suffer food insecurity. The article had a little bit in there about the city of Houston, which is suffering from the worst in the nation, where 20%, 1 in 5 adults, is suffering from food insecurity in the Houston area. And that number is raised to 3 out of 10. 30% of households then with kids are suffering from food insecurity in the United States. Now, just near me, I live in kind of a decent economic area. A church up the street, a mosque up the street, barely a mile from me, they have food drives. I didn't even know they had them, but I drive by and there's all these lines out there. And the lines are there. They drive up, they pop open their trunk, they put the stuff in, they go out. One day, the one for the mosque, they had a line back there more than a half mile long. And as we're driving by, one of the cars was a cop car that was in line there. And, here's the tragedy of the whole thing. They're suffering from food insecurity. If they can't eat, can they pay their utilities? Can they pay their rent? Can they pay their mortgage? Can they pay their car payment? Can they pay their a lease on their car, and a host of many other things, and that's based on what we know about those who actually have that food insecurity. How many other Americans are basically that close to not having enough food on any given week? And let's just put it bluntly. Mitch McConnell and the Purveyor of Evil, who basically, they dined in opulence last night. Trump at the White House. Moscow Mitch, remember, his wife is worth like $200 million or more. He hasn't done a dish in 35, 40, 50 years probably. Trump never even changed a diaper. They don't know how real people live. They can alleviate this. They can alleviate this by passing the HEROES Act. But of course, they won't do it. And a lot of it has to do with their ideology that poor people are poor for a reason. It's because they suck and they don't want to work. They're moochers, they're losers, etc. And that's not the case. Most people who are suffering from food insecurity, they all work. They just don't make enough money. And again, Moscow Mitch, the Purveyor of Evil, they really seem to desire and enjoy the fact that they are hurting people. Now, it's very tragic and sad. And at the same time, this is something that probably never even should be coming up at this point in time, because 30 years ago, 50 years ago, we're a wealthy country. After World War II, we were the dominant power. Let's hope we still are the dominant power. But we could have alleviated hunger in the United States, and we haven't done it. And it's a sad thing that it is really rearing its ugly head during this pandemic when so many people are unemployed. Their lifeline has been shot because these two people are so insensitive to the needs of other Americans. We should have outlawed food insecurity a long time ago, but we have two white privileged bastards who live in opulence, who don't give a damn about the average working person here in the United States. So this is sad, this is tragic, and we need to move on from this.